building a business without capital sounds like some motivational speaker nonsense, doesn't it? It's like one of those guys who tell you can start a multi-million rand business with nothing but your willpower and a Wi-Fi connection. Meanwhile, they're the same people who charge you like 500 rand or 800 rand for their online course on how to think rich. So now, you are not here for that scammy stuff. We are here to talk about real solutions for young South Africans like you and me. People like you who are trying to make it out of the chaos they live in without ending up as another unemployment statistic or working as a cashier at ShopRite while your degree collects dust in your room corner. And don't even get me started on unemployment in South Africa. It's so bad that your qualification in chemical engineering doesn't even guarantee you a job at flipping burgers at Spur. How did we get here? How is it that in a country with such abundant national and natural resources, the youth have fewer opportunities than Eskom has working power stations? But no, let's not get too dark too early. Speaking of Eskom, why don't we just laugh through the pain and tackle this problem head on like a lot of you have been asking to? So let me give you step one. You need to first develop a mindset I like to call a hustler's mindset. Because first things first, you need to accept the reality of South Africa and what's going on around you. You're not in Europe where you can backpack your way through life and somehow stumble into a job at a tech startup. You're in a place where if you're broke, the only job applications you'll get are for the positions like car guard, and even then you're competing with people who've been guarding cars since 1998 or something. So building a business without capital starts with a mindset. It's all in the mind, and I know it sounds like I'm about to start selling you a Tony Robbins course, but hear me out. The first step is to stop blaming everything and everyone around you. That's what I've noticed amongst many youth members here. The government's a mess. Yes, your uncle probably told you to study hard and life will reward you while sipping Oros and refusing to help you with any of your homework. But blaming won't put food on the table or data in your phone. Instead, what you need to do is you need to adopt the mindset of a Kasi hustler, is what some people like to call it. You know, those guys who sell airtime, Tupperware, and car chargers at the same time. That's the vibe you need, because Kasi hustlers are the true embodiment of South African entrepreneurship. They don't have capital, but they've got grit, they've got creativity, and they have the ability to survive in a place where taxis will literally fight over passengers like it's the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship. So you need to develop that mindset. That's what you got to do. And before you can proceed to do anything else, that's the mindset you need to have. Don't blame anyone else and get that grit of a Kasi mindset. Or a Kasi hustler, whatever you want to call it, just get that damn mindset. Step two, sell what you already have. Now you might be thinking, I have nothing to sell, literally. Really? So you're telling me you have nothing. You've got no skills, you've got no talents, and you've got no random items lying around the house that you could sell on Facebook Marketplace or something. You need to look around you. This is what I'm talking about. Have that mindset. In your house, there's probably an old couch, a PlayStation you don't play anymore, or even an electric kettle you haven't used in 5 years. Sell it. Don't put it to waste. In South Africa, we don't wait for handouts, because let's face it, the only handout we're getting is load shedding schedules. So if you have a smartphone, congratulations. You have the tools to start a business. Post it on WhatsApp. Post it on Facebook. On Gumtree. You'd be surprised how many people will buy your dusty sneakers or your grandmother's vintage china plates. Trust me on this, as someone who's done this before. And let me tell you something controversial. Half of you already have skills you can sell, but you're just way too shy to start. You're scared your friends are going to charge you or something like that. Just imagine, your friends, the same people who are just as unemployed as you and borrowing data from you, are the reason you won't start a business. Pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. Step 3, you need to think small to win big. Because in South Africa, everyone wants to start big. You want a fancy office in Sandton, a company car, and employees calling you boss. Relax, chief. You're still in your mom's back room eating pap and gravy, okay? That's literally how you are right now. You need to start small. You need to sell food, fix phones, do hair, anything that people will need on a daily basis. What's high in demand right now? Let me paint you a picture. There's a guy I know, right? Let's call him Sipo. I don't want to give his real name. He started a car wash with nothing but 2 buckets and a dream, right? Now he has this massive one in Soweto. And you want to know how he started? He actually used his neighbor's water hose. This is funny. And then he borrowed a bar of sunlight from that same neighbor because that neighbor wasn't using it. That's the hustle I'm talking about. So here's another idea. I'm giving you food. South Africans will always buy food. I don't care if the economy crashes tomorrow, if the HMPV virus comes, someone is still going to buy a Gota or a Gatsby. So start cooking. Use your granny's secret recipes, your auntie's special guinya recipe, sell it to your neighbors, and slowly grow your clientele. Before you know it, you could be the next Gota King. I'm just saying. And I'm not even saying this to insult anyone. I'm just giving you guys genuine ideas to start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere if you want to make that dough. You know what I'm saying? And then through that, you can start fueling bigger ideas. Step 4, collaboration is key. Here's a fact no one tells you. South Africans love working alone. You'll start a business selling, let's say, samosas. And instead of teaming up with your neighbor who makes killer chili sauce, you'll rather struggle alone and wonder why your sales are low, comparing yourselves to the other guys in the neighborhood. Collaboration is key, my friend. Look at how the taxi industry works. These guys will fight each other in the streets, but still work together to dominate the transport sector. They've got unions, they've got agreements, and they've got a system that ensures everyone eats. You need to learn from these people. You need to partner with people who complement your business. If you're selling clothes, for example, team up with someone who sells shoes. If you're fixing phones, partner with someone selling phone accessories or someone who does have a background in that stuff. Step 5, social media is your best friend. Let's talk about social media. Alright, I'm sick of everyone calling social media cancer. People are already on TikTok watching people dance on Instagram, scrolling through posts of people live their best lives in Dubai while you're eating 2-minute noodles. Why not use that time of eating 2-minute Maggie noodles and scrolling, watching Bo Tyler to market yourself? You need to start posting your services. You need to make reels, TikToks, use hashtags. And here's a pro tip as from a YouTuber. Add humor to your posts. South Africans love humor. So if you're selling something, you need to make something funny, a funny meme about it. That way, your business will go more viral than Cyril Ramaphosa's nose when he addresses the nation every time. Step 6, you need to work harder than Eskom. Here's the reality. Building a business without capital requires effort. And by effort, I mean working harder than Eskom's repair team during stage 6 load shedding. Right? So what you have to do is you have to put in the hours, stay consistent, strategize, keep pushing even when it feels like nothing is happening and you're in the valley of despair. That's where I get controversial, because if you don't get work, and that's where I'll have a problem with you, because if you don't work hard, you'll keep watching my videos and probably end up working for the children of the people who already run this fucking country. Because those kids who drive Mercedes Benzes at 18, my age, and call their parents sponsors, yeah, them, you'll be working for them. If you don't hustle, you'll be making coffee for those kids at their father's company. And if that doesn't scare you, hey yo, nothing else will, just giving y'all a heads up. Step 7, don't let failure stop you. Failure is part of the process. You might start selling Kota and then realize that your neighbor is selling better ones, bigger ones. You might start fixing phones and accidentally break someone's screen. It happens. You must learn from it. You need to adapt. You need to keep going. And let me say this, failure doesn't define you. You want to know what does? Quitting. So don't quit. Keep pushing, because if you do quit, you might end up as one of those overweight police officers who take bribes on the N1 highway and get outrun by the very suspects they're supposed to be chasing. Is that the life you want? I don't think so. Step 8, never compare yourself. This is what everyone else does. Everyone's journey is different, guys. Just because your friend started a business and is already making money, that doesn't mean you are failing. You need to focus on your own path. It's not a race. Comparison is the thief of joy. And in South Africa, joy is already in short supply. And if you've made it all the way to this part of the video, chief, respect. Let me tell you something no one tells you. By doing that, by watching until this part of the video, that tells me you are not like everyone else. You are not like the rest. You're not one of those people who will watch the first part of the video, yawn, and then scroll onto the next meme about Eskom on YouTube. No, you're here, you're absorbing this like your life depends on it, and in a way it does, let's face it. So here's your bonus section for staying until this part of the video. Build relationships, not businesses. In South Africa, relationships are the currency you didn't even know you needed. You've probably heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, in this Mzansi of yours, it's about who knows you. You think those guys who win tenders are winning because they submitted some best proposal? My bro, they are winning because they pry with the right people, you know what I'm saying? So you need to relax. I'm not saying you need to join some corrupt tenderpreneur circle or the Illuminati. I'm saying build real, authentic relationships. You need to go and know people in your community, in your industry, and online. Be that person who's known for their reliability and their hustle, maybe even some humor. Think of yourself as chakalaka. On its own, it's spicy, but paired with pap or boerewors roll, man, it becomes some unforgettable dish. That's how relationships work. You're on your own, but with the right network, you'll be unstoppable, especially with the skills you've been teaching yourself. So in a country like ours, where opportunities are as rare as a pothole-free road, people you know can actually open doors you didn't even know existed, and you don't know that because you don't ask them. That gogo you met at church, that could be someone who needs your services. That auntie who buys your kotas every morning because she goes to work, she could tell her whole stock fell about your business because you make nice ones. Never underestimate the power of connections, even in the smallest ways. So here's the secret sauce to networking. You need to give value before you expect it. Help people out, share tips, offer your skills, and don't always expect money in return. Sometimes the favor you do today will come back tenfold tomorrow, and sometimes it won't. But that's okay too, because if you've stayed until the end, if you fought, then you are not just a hustler anymore, you are a doer. You'll have become the type of person who didn't scroll through life but actually took action, and that's rare. And you'll know that's rare when the results start coming in. You'll know you're built different. So let me end with this. Your hustle is your birthright. The world and South Africa will try to convince you that your dreams are impossible, but you've got something they don't, and that's what I like to call resilience. And you've got humor and the grit to survive in a country where load shedding is more reliable than most people's 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So you need to go out there, take these lessons, and you need to dominate. And one day, when you're running your empire, remember this little bonus section, because if you're still reading this, I'm rooting for you. Hard. We gotta go, Chief. We gotta go. Let's get it. I know, your country, it's tough in here, but you're tougher. Right? I know that because you've watched the video until now. Even without capital, all you need is a hustler's mindset, like I said, creativity, and a willingness to work harder than a generator during load shedding. So you need to start today. You need to sell what you can. You need to build small. You need to collaborate, and you need to keep pushing. And who knows? You might just become the next big thing in Mzansi, while everyone else is still waiting for the government to create jobs. And if you've watched till this part of the video, if you want any more tips, if you have any questions, you need to join the Realm of Reason Discord server I started last year. That is a group of very smart people. We are a great inner circle of very intelligent men and women. You need to listen to them and they listen to you with some tips you have to give. And it's a group of people who want to make their own decisions. A group of people who, like you, also want to start their own hustles and businesses for free. It's a free Discord server of people who have the same mindset you have. And what a better way to start off than having people with the same mindset around you. You know what I'm saying? The more the merrier. And when you have a bunch of people with the same mindset as you that you can look up to, I'm telling you, from experience, you will have a much bigger boost than you would have if you started alone. So join the Realm of Reason right now. Do not waste time. The link is in the description. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comment section or join the Realm of Reason. Just giving you a heads up, I'm more likely to answer that question in the Realm of Reason than the comment section because I'm busier that side than here. If you don't believe me, just ask one of my students. Peace.